garlic and herb dip.
Ooh. Which was nice, but the bits of garlic got everywhere. So anyway, how are you?
Not too bad, mate. You?
Yeah, not too bad at all. Been paying for SIA licenses and stripping the bike down, ready to put an engine in it, and God knows what else. Oh, I'm getting the other bike working again today. So yeah, and looking for jobs. So yeah, because as you guys may or may not know, this isn't our day job. That's not my day job. I only do this once a week. So, yeah, there you go. How is everybody? How's the family? All mad?
Yes, still mad as always.
Yeah, jolly good. That's what I like to say. Like to hear. I don't know. That's. I'm just in the middle of trying to share everything out. Hang on.
Oh, yeah, I just done all that.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Hi, Noreen. Hello, Lois.
Oh, hi, Noreen. Hi, Lois. Oh, yeah. Sorry, I haven't. I've literally just had me tea and come upstairs and done this. Right. So, are you all right there, or just because you've seen me, you want to fondle your breast?
No, I've been ingesting some spicy noodles in preparation for something that's happening on Saturday.
Are you doing a food challenge?
Yeah, I am. An accidental food challenge. I didn't realise I was going to be doing it, but TikToker that's midlife crisis that came with us to Sessions House a fortnight ago. He's coming down to Mersey Island this weekend, and they've been doing a noodle challenge. Now, during the week, last week, they did the snail noodles, and the poor blondie who was with him that did the challenge ended up being violently ill. And Tom Sunderland today did the 2 times hot.
Is this TikTok
noodle challenge? This was on TikTok.
Right. Stop advertising TikTok stuff on this show.
And today he did a hot 2 times hot spicy noodle challenge.
Hey,
and he suffered for it. Now he's coming down to Mersey Island on Saturday to do some car fails, and he's roped me into doing this 2 times hot noodle challenge as well.
I think out the two of them, I'd rather do the hot noodles than
definitely.
I'd be throwing up.
I told him point blank I was not doing the snail one.
Yeah, no.
I don't mind doing the hot one, even if I do suffer for it the following day. I'm not doing the snail one.
There's some really, really hot ones that you can. Is it in a pot, like pot noodle?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some.
These are South Korean, and they come in a little cardboard bowl.
Rings a bell. I like so I might have eaten them at some point.
I think the pots are red, and they've got what looks like an angry bird on the side going.
I think I've eaten the Japanese version of them.
Sure. So, yeah, I'm not looking forward to it.
We might try doing one of those on here. You never know. Yeah, might try doing something like that on here now and then, because I'm not going to be doing food challenges all the time, shit like that. But yeah, I think now and again it'll be all right. And The hell are you? I wonder what the hell that was. It's a cat. I can just see a tip of the tail going like that down the bottom of the bed. Yeah, and we'll have to get Josh roped into it. I don't think he's feeling too good today, so I've said to him, "You don't have to come on if you don't want to." But yeah, see if we can get Josh roped in on that, and we can do that and do the spicy noodles and spicy shit. I don't mind doing spicy shit. I am not.
I do.
Not doing the one chip challenge. No fucking way.
I don't know if you can do the 2 times hot one, the 2 times hot noodle. You'd probably be all right with the one chip.
I'm actually allergic to some form of chili if it's not done properly, and it puts me in hospital. So that's why I won't do that. I love me hot food. I love curries and stuff like that. Hello. In
that case, we'll get you to do the salty one.
Oh God, yeah, I've seen the yeah.
I can't do salt, so that'll be me out.
We'll sort something out. Oh, hang on, it would help if I had this on fucking channel, wouldn't it? There you go. Right. Right. Yes. Hi, Jenny. Hi, everybody else. Yeah, it would give us some suggestions, and we'll maybe do one once a month or something like that. At some point in near the summer, I want to pop down and see Wayne anyway. So, yeah. Well,
I'll do my usual. I'll do my usual birthday barbecue. So.
Okay, yeah, we'll come down and see us. Hi, Irene. What was I going to say? Yes. I tell you what we've had tonight. I don't know if you can see it where you are. Have you seen what's supposed to be the SpaceX thing dumping out its fuel? Have you seen it?
Haven't I not? It's been all over Essex Live and on all the local newspaper, Facebook pages and everything else. And I'm just like, they're all going, "Oh, have you seen that in the sky? Blah, blah, blah." I'm like, yes. SpaceX launched a satellite and they had to dump the excess fuel.
Because it was Corona.
And I'm like, why do people do this all the time? They see something that's unusual and they go, "Oh, UFO," straight away.
No, Taylor rang me because she was looking at it and she sent me a couple of really good photos and she said, "What is it?" And I said, "I don't know, it's really interesting. It's got a corona in it." So, and then I looked it up and it was like, yeah, the SpaceX thing.
It's just it's something to do with how the propulsion unit is moving and the wind currents. And so also, with everything in combination, it's making that fuel disperse in a different way.
That's right, and it's also the fuel, the contents of the fuel, whatever makes it up when it hits the air, how it reacts. Yeah,
yes,
so it was really cool to see. Anyway,
yeah, it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool.
SpaceX is a joke. Well, when they bring out I want to see the impulse engine, and I want to see the concept of the warp engine that is supposed to be under development at the moment. But I think those are by Skunk Works, aren't they, or something like that? But when those 2 engines are out, we will be reporting it on here as soon as they come out. But
the thing is, though, I think SpaceX has done more for space exploration in the last 5 years than NASA has in the last 50.
As we've said before, the thing that always gets me with NASA, and bear in mind, NASA is nicknamed as standing for never a straight answer. There's been lots of stuff going on with UFOs this week. There's been lots of sightings everywhere. And there has been the thing, I don't know if you've seen it, the thing about the 2 motherships that have been seen.
Yeah.
And that went down into the water, just hovered above the water. And that was supposed to have been predicted by somebody as well. I can't remember who it was. Do you mind, young man? Bob, don't mow me. No, you're not doing that. Sorry, he's trying to get in a cupboard. And now he's going to fuck off. Yeah. So yeah, there was that going on. But NASA has their usual shit that's been seen on the space station and the cameras and pictures. These things are also seen on the cameras of the International Space Station. And the feed was cut. So,
which is a typical thing that NASA does. Because they're running the feed through NASA. As soon as they see something that they don't want us to see, then they cut the feed.
Yeah,
and they kept doing it with Black Knight, the Black Knight satellite. I know a lot of people don't believe in the Black Knight satellite, but it was spotted hundreds of years ago.
Yeah, and they tried to say it was a what was it? It was a cover from something that was in one of the bays of one of the shuttles, and it got loose and was like, but no, you're right, and it's in paintings. It's in medieval paintings as well. The Black Knight. It's been, I think it was Galileo saw it as well through one of.
I think it's something like the 1500s when it was first spotted.
Yeah.
And you know, man flight wasn't around in the 1500s, so you know, how did that get up there?
Yeah, exactly. It's something. Well, the thing is, every. I do apologise to everybody when you see the camera go boing, boing, boing. I have cats who I think are supporting the County Lines catnip network, and have been like on the catnip, and they're like every time they go past the back of the laptop. They jump up, they jump onto a cabinet, so it goes boing, boing, boing. Oh, before I forget, Ghost, the Dark Mirror show's Ghost, now has her own Instagram. If you go onto it, I shit you not. Go on in. Have you seen it? Go on. I
tried to follow back, but for some unknown reason, I couldn't.
Oh, okay. Because it's not
my Instagram is being an arse.
Right. Okay. Yeah, it's having problems with it then. Well. Yeah, Ghost. If you go onto Instagram, there it is the Dark Mirror Ghost, and you'll see the Ghost who has her own following on there. So yeah, go onto the Dark Mirror Ghost on Instagram. We're on there as well, but go on the.
I don't know, advertising Instagram on here. Ooh.
Did you know Mount Fuji is exploding ash? So I guess it woke up. I live near the Pacific side. It's Godzilla. It's Godzilla. Good. Yeah, that's what it is. So Godzilla's waking up and going, "Where's Godzuki?" So yeah, that's what that's all about. He heard somebody say "spicy noodle challenge" and he went, "What?" But yeah, there's all this going on. Hiya, Josh. Josh is watching. You get well soon, mate.
Hey, Josh.
We're gonna do. We're just saying we might do spicy noodle or some spicy shit challenge on here once a month or some crap like that. And if we do, we'll obviously let you know beforehand so you can nip down the shop and get one. Oh, before I forget, Dark Mirror baseball caps, Dark Mirror radio show baseball caps. There's those ones, and there's ones which is actually stitched in. They're stitched in. I forgot to bloody well bring them upstairs. But yeah, Wayne, your stitched in one is ready to be posted off to you, and Josh, that one that Wayne's wearing, and a stitched one as well is ready to be sent off to you. I'm going to get your beanie hats done as well, and so I won't send the parcels off before I put the beanie hats in. But your ghostie is downstairs, I'm afraid, because she was being a pain in the butt when she came in here just now. So yeah, we will be doing. If anybody wants them, I will put a thing up about them. But the baseball caps, they're all customized, they're all hand done, hand stitched, and they're 15 quid. The same with the beanies, they're hand done. And yeah, they're available in various sorts of colours. But I just thought it was something that I'd try. Yes, as modelled by the beautiful Wayne here. The one with the stitching in is really nice, especially the purple one, because I've got to bring them upstairs. So I'll put some pictures up on the Dark Mirrors wall. Anybody wants one, let us know. Merchandise. So we'll try doing the baseball caps first. So if anybody wants one or a beanie, they're 15 and they're customized. Yeah. Anyway, yes, NASA. NASA and so many people on the net, or not on the net, but around the world have come out and said, yeah, these things are coming, these motherships are coming. I'm telling you now, they're coming. Blah 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 blah. And lo and behold, 2 of these things appeared. So, and then when something big, and I mean big, just crept onto the edge of the NASA feed, and it literally just like, hang on, I can't do it from that side. Hang on, it's going to look like a penis. Hang on, I'm so sorry. It was like that. And then NASA's feed went, nope. So yeah. Why don't you do dad jokes and spicy chicken wings? And if someone laughs, then you need to eat a hot spicy wing. I've seen the one like he's eating now. I've seen the one. Oh no, you're not. I know what you're doing. He's actually behind the catnip network, but we don't tell anybody. So yeah, I've seen the one where they tell jokes and they drink vodka, but I think that'd be very, very bad for us to do. So yeah, but we can tell dad jokes and shit like that. But anyway, NASA cutting the feed when something big, and it was big, just started appearing, and you can't find the bloody images anyway. It was only by chance I happened to see it, and I've had a look again because I was going to put them on the wall. Can't find them. And it happened to coincide with the 2 motherships that are supposed to be appearing.
Yeah, every once in a while, it appears on TikTok that someone has managed to obtain the original footage that was aired.
Yeah.
Only it gets removed pretty quick.
Yeah.
If it appears someone's posted it onto their profile, and it goes out on the FYP, and then all of a sudden it gets removed. And then if you go to the content creator, the video's gone as well.
It's like the Chinese thing, isn't it? When we looked at that Chinese website, and then all of a sudden the website and everything about it's gone. And have you noticed that the Chinese lander that's on there all gone quiet? All gone quiet, and it was going towards that light to see what that light was, and it's all gone fucking quiet. And that was last year, wasn't it? No, beginning of last year.
Well, yeah, it was.
Sorry, what's this? My husband would beat both of them. He uses sriracha and everything. I couldn't do. I like sriracha. I do like sriracha. Hi, Nicola. I'm
going to lose every time because I can't do spicy.
I don't mind a spicy. You know when you need to blow your nose and you start going, oh, I like that spicy. When it gets hotter than that, when you got to put the loo rolls in the fridge, it spoils it. Yeah.
I get the hiccups, and that's it. As soon as I get the hiccups, it's a packet of bog rolls into the freezer.
Yeah, so no, we can do something. We'll start doing different stuff. But yeah, so the NASA feed was cut. Lots of people, and I don't mean just a few, lots of people all around the world have been saying about these 2 motherships appearing, and lo and behold, 2 of these things appeared, and one of them was as bright as the sun. The other way, and that fact, actually, when you look at the video, it looks like one's the sun and one's the moon, and then they start moving and going down. It's like that's not the sun and that's not the moon. So, yeah. Now, one of the things I would like to talk about, because I'm not going to go on to things about the Bobberment at the moment, but it's what's been going on in Egypt with those 2 Italian archaeologists who are affiliated with the. It was at the University of Pisa, I think it was.
Yeah, there's a couple of Scottish guys as well.
Well, and the thing I've noticed, and we've said this on this show so many times, is when people bring out facts, like proper facts with proper evidence, you'll get, oh, well, the academics haven't come out and said that. These are academics, and they have. But then they'll say, oh, their peers haven't looked at it. Their peers haven't looked at it. And then all of a sudden you'll get like the likes of NASA and other people like that. No, it's not this. It's not that. They've got it all bloody wrong. When most people know actually they've got it right. So I'm going to go with the Italian guys because they're university archaeologists. So they know their shizzle, Well,
the thing is, this goes the latest stuff. Originally, someone posted about it to. It published a paper almost 3 years ago.
Yeah,
and this person was classed as a con man.
Yeah,
so nobody believed what he said. The only problem is when you have the likes of Tesla mentioned about the pyramids, and that there wasn't just a pyramid on the surface. There was something else involved with that pyramid as well.
Yep.
So it doesn't go back to just almost 3 years ago. It goes way back into the 1900s when Tesla was still alive. And now all of a sudden, these guys have discovered these columns and these rooms at the bottom of those columns, something like 2,100 foot down.
The columns are a mile down. They're a mile deep.
Yeah.
Staircase,
so
what looks like a staircase spiraling around it.
And there's rooms at the bottom of it.
Yeah, there's
something like 80 meters by 80 meters wide, didn't they? Something like that.
Well, they've said what it is. For those of you who don't know, the pyramid, the Great Pyramid in Giza, they've done like deep penetrating
radar, sonar, and that.
What?
Radar and sonar.
Yeah, and it's gone down, and basically they found columns going a mile down into the ground with what looks like a spiral staircase going all the way around it. And at the bottom of the columns is a limestone platform. It weighs just about 80 by 80 meters, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's 240 feet by 200.
And the claim is there's 4 of them.
That's right. And underneath that, they found passages. You can see doorways and passages that go off even further under the ground, but they haven't got they haven't magnified the stuff yet, and they haven't gone deeper into the ground with the radar and lidar yet. So they're going to be doing that when they get permission to go back and do it. No doubt you're going to have Zahi Hawass turning around saying, no, Parabats, you cannot do that to Parabats. Because he's one of the
Actually,
first no.
No, he would be all for it, because after the last time he discovered some passages that had copper in it. There were copper handles, and all the powers that be said they're for air vents. But he said, but they're copper. That won't do it. You can't pull a great big granite stone with a copper loop. But when they moved some of it, they discovered what looked like wiring diagrams on the wall. And then he was arrested for theft from the pyramids. And what was it he stole? Copper wire. Apparently there was copper wire throughout the pyramids, and he was alleged to have stolen them.
My issue with Zahi Hawass, and I used to have a lot of respect for him, but my issue with him is when people have come out with these ideas about this under the Sphinx and this and this and this, he's always said, when he was the head of antiquities at the Cairo Museum, he was the first to shut everything down, shut all the digs down, and go, no, this isn't here. You cannot film here. You cannot do this. You cannot do that. And it was when he started doing that, I was like, why? Why are you doing that when you want us to know the truth? And we all know there was advanced civilizations before the Egyptians, before us, and everything, and they're supposed to have the Great Library. So why are you suppressing anything that would lead to that? That's my issue with him. It's my only issue. So yeah, you were saying?
So I've just got to reply to a message, because I've had somebody send me photos of the SpaceX fuel dump. Have you seen these?
Yeah. I've had them sent to my Facebook Messenger, and it's like, yeah. It's amazing when people start to do that, isn't it? And you're like, yes. But yeah, the thing with, like I said, is with him is the covering up. I don't like it. Like one minute he's okay, next minute he covers up. But anyway, for those of you who don't know, underneath the Sphinx, I think it is, again, there's probably these bloody pillars, but I know that under the Sphinx, was it Tesla who went there at one point, and he said about these tunnels that are underneath, and he'd been down them. And this was obviously way before the likes of Zahi Hawass and all that sort of stuff. And he was allowed down there.
Well, King Tut's tomb was discovered in 1922.
Well, under the Sphinx, there is a network of tunnels, because he went down there, and there were some other people went down there, and they started penciling it and trying to map it out. And it goes out quite extensively, but then that was the end of it. They weren't allowed to go any further, I don't think. But these things are supposed to go again down, and they think that everything links up underneath all the pyramids. Now, my thing is, we've always said about an advanced civilization, we've always said that the desert is a desert for some reason, and in lots and parts of the deserts, or various deserts, you'll find shot glass and you'll find atomic glass. So we know a big catastrophic event happened a long time ago. So there's been. We
also know those deserts weren't always deserts.
No, they weren't. No, they were lush green places. So if you've got a lush green place, why would you need to live a mile deep underground? The only time you'd live a mile deep underground is if you've got fucking thermonuclear devices going off, because you're probably safe underneath there. That far deep, I would have thought. But there's also places found all over the world. Morocco, Turkey, I believe it was. They found that underground city. Loads and loads of places. And again, we've spoken about on here how the legends and all the old scrolls say about Atlantis being linked to a few other, I'll call them mega cities like they do in 2000 AD, but these mega advanced cities, which weren't populated by the likes of us, they were populated by Atlanteans. And when you read about the Atlanteans and Thoth and everything like that, the Atlanteans originally came from elsewhere and settled here. And they decided to make the land of Chem out of the mud there, and they built it up. And all these places supposed to be linked. Atlantis went tits up, but because they were linked, it blew whatever their power source was in each one. And that's why you had massive extinction events happen, like the deserts and like Antarctica. And all these places have now been found with much bigger bodies and things. And
I mean, they are saying that all this stuff underneath the pyramids is actually an underground city.
Yeah.
But until they can go back down and they can continue using LiDAR, radar and sonar, and all this new tech that they're using, they're not going to know the full extent to how big that city is. But they know there is something else down there.
Yeah, exactly. And I think it's coming again. Is this being drip fed to us? Because I've got my own little thing going on. Is this being drip fed to us along with the UFO stuff that's been drip fed to us? And remember, we're being drip fed all the UFO stuff. There was this big thing about UFOs, and it went drones, and it went. Now all of a sudden it's Egyptian stuff, which is not been. This isn't a recent thing. It's been drip fed for a while, but it's come up to this now with the pillars and everything, and is that going to go? And then are the two things going to meet? And then are they then going to say, well, we found evidence that the people for the Egyptians came from blah 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 blah. I know. Look, we've actually been in contact with. We've had people from that system contact us very very recently. Do you think that'll happen?
Possible.
We've seen the stuff. We know kind of how the governments work with shit like this. Anybody who's does the deep diving and investigating knows that that's what they do. They'll be like, oh, these link up. How did that? Well, we never knew that. How did that? And these people came speaking to us just yesterday. We were going to announce it on the news, but we haven't done it yet. And now thinking about it, these two things that link up, and now these guys who've come down in their mothership. Yeah, what? Do you think that'll happen?
No, I think they'll try to suppress it. Again, it's all about control and order. And if they lose that control and order, they ain't going to like it, are they? So they're going to try and suppress it.
But the thing is now, my thing is now, as we've said so many times, the truth's out there. We all know what's going on. And with the advent of social media and better cameras, excuse me, the proof's out there.
Yeah, but the problem is the Bobberments they've told so many lies now that they believe it themselves. And they will continue to drop themselves further and further in it without realising. And then all of a sudden they'll go, we've just messed up in a big way.
Personally, I think they've already hit that spot. Because, the fuck? Come on, fatty, out you get. We've got a bed which has got the TV in it. And it goes at the bottom of the bed there. But there's a little gap at the top here. And Lilo, who's not a little cat, goes underneath there, and Bob goes underneath there, and it's his penthouse suite. When Bob goes in, because he's quite a slim cat, he can get in there. When Lilo goes in there, she goes and gets in, and she's just been out there. And did you hear that knocking going?
Yeah,
just now. That was Lilo putting her paws on the bedside cabinet, trying to pull her big ass out through the gap in the top of the bed. Yeah, she's going. Anyway,
but I mean, I'd seen. I watched a little bit. Someone had done a little piece about it, and he'd actually mentioned a few things that originally Tesla had mentioned and was mysteriously forgotten. And that was how the sarcophagus chamber is a different shape to all the other rooms in the pyramid.
It resonates to a certain frequency too.
And the roof is like that. None of the others are. They're all perfectly square.
That's right.
This chamber, right in the centre, is like that. And they reckon that it's because of the granite that is used to build it, which comes from 100 miles away.
Yep.
So already you've got a human feat of endurance there to try and get all of these granite blocks from Aswan. I think it's Aswan, wasn't it, that they came from? It's 100 miles away, all the way over to the Egyptian plateau to build these pyramids. And yet they're all made with granite. And granite is a good source of electricity.
I'm sorry, ignore the dog in the background.
They noticed that if put under pressure, it would allow that energy to build far greater than anywhere else in that pyramid. So that central burial chamber was shaped like it was to allow the energy to come to a point in one place to go straight to the top of the pyramid. Anywhere else in that pyramid, and it wouldn't have worked. So they had to be very precise with where they put that main burial chamber and the shape that it was. And of course, when you look at everything else, like the Eiffel Tower, same shape at the top. Then you look at all the other pyramids that have been discovered all around the world, and the same fact. And this will be the next stage. Those archaeologists are not going to stop at Egypt. No. They'll go to Machu Picchu and all these other pyramids. They'll go to all these other places, and they will do the same tests there to see what's underneath them. Because as far as they're concerned, they're all built the same. They're all designed on the same basis. So they're going to go to all these other places now and test them to see whether there's anything underground.
Well, the thing is when they found, there was a Serbian one, and there was one on the Caucasus Mountains as well. And again, exactly the same thing. They've done that bit where they got inside the Caucasus Mountain one. They found that chamber, and the guy who found that chamber and went further down started mapping it out. Mysteriously had a case of the deads, and when you got further down, there's granite in there. And it's the same sort of granite. But pyramids weren't originally used as the parking place of the dead for the pharaohs. They weren't, because they've got those bloody water channels, and they got those channels underneath. Now they got these bloody pillars, and on top of the pillars are these little like roofed, almost like guard huts. Because I've done lots of guard hut stuff when I've with security and thing, and they're almost like that, you've got these right on top of these pillars. So are those? It's obviously an entrance and an exit to each pillar, but what are they there for? And is there anything inside the pillars?
Originally, the Egyptian pyramids were encased in something else, weren't they? And they were polished, and then there was a capstone. There was a capstone placed on the very top.
That's right.
And that would have been a material that would have enabled the energy transference.
Yeah, and it was highly polished, and some of them had gold as well. And gold is the best natural conductor of energy.
Well, oddly enough, back in 2000, Jean-Michel Jarre, the French musician, played a concert in Egypt. And they were going to place on in the morning at about 6 a.m. when the concert finished and the sun rose. They were going to place by helicopter a golden capstone on top of that Great Pyramid. And mysteriously, it got denied. They were going to do it literally right up until the point the concert started. And then the Egyptian government went, no, you're not doing it.
Well, the thing is when you again read back exactly on the stuff about the precursors to the Egyptians, when some of the pyramids were originally there anyway, when you read the stuff about Thoth and everything like that, they talk about pyramids being used as a source of energy, and they line up with star systems that were the exact replica of the time it was there. And these things flare off energy, and there's recordings, like early written recordings of these things flaring off energy at a certain time of night. It wasn't daytime, a certain time of night, and they could be seen for miles around, this energy flaring off. And this energy would go up in beams, and it would go straight up, and it would go straight up to the star system and the points of light that these things imitated.
Right, I'm going to come out with a theory here.
Hi, Lynn.
Because my brain is starting to think. Now, these 8 rods that are going from the Great Pyramid straight down, they are surrounded by spiral what we believe are a spiral staircase going right the way down.
Yeah.
You know what an Archimedes screw is?
Yeah. Oh.
Right. Could that be a collector? The rods are a collector of energy, and what look like stairs. I would be surprised if they're made of copper.
So the actual platform is the lift.
The actual spiral staircase is the conductor, and it's collecting the energy from the quartz underneath and is channeling it up into the pyramid to be released through the top. So those rods could be acting like an Archimedes screw.
Yeah, and lifting the platform up and down.
Pushing the energy upwards from the earth.
On the spiral bits, But also, because those rods go into that platform, as you said, like an Archimedes screw, is it lifting the platform up and down, or did it used to go up and down? Because you'd have to have there's more tunnels going off, more passages.
The problem is going to be is they're going to have to look further down, aren't they, to see whether these chambers have got an exit. Because if these chambers are supposed to go up, if they are designed to go up and down these columns, there would be an exit at the bottom of that chamber. For the rod to go through. But I'm wondering whether that's actually an Archimedes screw for energy. And because obviously you haven't physically gone down to see what these rods look like, I wonder if those stairs have got some sort of conductive element in them to allow energy to transfer all the way back up into the pyramid.
And this brings me into the Ark of the Covenant, because the Ark of the Covenant at some point was in Egypt, and the Ark of the Covenant is a source of power or energy. It was some sort of, I think, 0 point module. Because they had to wear the special stones in their suits, which absorbed the energy and prevented the carriers, prevented them from being killed by radiation poisoning. I think the so-called spiral staircase is like a copper coil that collects. It's just what we're talking about.
Lynn, can you not watch TV and watch this at the same time? Because unfortunately, you're about 5 minutes behind what we've just said.
It's just what we were talking about. But yeah, these guys had to wear special ceremonial costumes with special stones on the breastplate, which absorbed the energy. Now, when they talk about the people that presided over the tombs, the priests and stuff like that. These priests, the highest of the high ones, wore special suits, special outfits that had special stones on. These guys knew the secrets of all these pyramids and the Sphinx and everything like that. They knew about the passages. They would have known what else was underneath. Could there be?
And so did Steven Spielberg when he did Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark.
He did indeed.
Prime example.
Could there be a connection?
Spielberg knows something that most don't know.
Well, the thing is, the Ark of the Covenant is supposed to be in Ethiopia, isn't it? Along with the Ethiopian Bible. And the people that look after, or the caretakers of the Ark of the Covenant, all end up dying, and going blind and dying from radiation poisoning. And they have to pick a successor to them before they die. And these successors all know that they will get the same thing. And it's all radiation poisoning. So if the Ark of the Covenant is this thing from God or the gods, I think it's an energy source, personally. Nothing new here. Keep tapping on, and it's changing to other shows. I think it's an energy source, and I think it's possibly a 0 point module or something that they used to use. And because back then we were like, oh, you're gods, because we didn't understand the technology and they were bigger than us. We just thought that they were gods. And they went, that's the easiest way for us to say to them who we are. Yep, we're gods, and that would explain it.
All this is doing now is just adding more fuel to the fire regards to what the pyramids were originally for. Simply because, it is, I think they're looking at a forgotten technology. Because when you look at it, and Tesla was right by saying that there is a way of getting free energy throughout the world. And yet, where is this free energy? Well, the answer is it's right under our noses. all of these pyramids around the world would link up, like the Starlink.
Yeah.
You know, all these pyramids would all link up. The energy would bounce off of one and the other, and it would send it all around the world to make a global energy barrier that people would be able to use free of charge. And the powers that be don't want us to use it.
Well, the thing was, when Tesla passed away, it took 2 days before they, according to the files, according to the FBI files, it took 2 days before they realized he died. Now, what you got to remember is the hotel that Tesla was in has, just look it up. All I'll say is look it up. That hotel wasn't a normal hotel, and it has wiring and conduits in it and the shape of the building itself, and it had an unusually large generator down the bottom.
And they originally, when people questioned it, they said it was a lightning conductor.
Yeah, bollocks was it? Now this thing, the hotel, it was literally, it was a Tesla coil. It was his tower that he used to get the energy. Everywhere. Yeah, it was that. It was one of them. And they've said that that's why he was put in that building, because he made a deal and said, all right, I'll show you what I can do. I'll show you how to do it if you give me a building or whatever where I can do my experiments in. And they built it for him. But the thing was, the FBI were 2 doors down from him, and they were watching him and listening to him the whole time, even though he specifically said, don't watch me because it's not fair. Don't be listening in on me. And they were 2 doors away. Now, you're telling me that they didn't know for 2 days that he wasn't dead. And then when Tesla's family went in to go and empty his room, 20 boxes of files were missing and totally unaccounted for. And the FBI went,
yeah,
don't know. So if he's conducting experiments for them in a building that's been specially rigged and kitted out for him by them, and then all his things for free energy and his spirit radio. Have you heard that his spirit radio when it's used? That's bizarre. No. It picks up voices, but I don't think they're spirit voices. I think there's something else, and it sounds very, very strange. Look it up. Tesla spirit radio. All these files disappeared, and then all of a sudden we've got no energy. We've got no free energy. We've got no cars that run on water. We've got no using ley lines to tap into towers to generate energy everywhere. All of that's vanished, and all of his research and everything's vanished. Very strange how that happens, isn't it? Very, very strange how when somebody comes along and invents something that could be really, really good for the benefit of mankind. Isn't it strange how the Bobbermans come along and go, do you know what? We'll have that, but we'll say we haven't.
Well, I mean, Tesla even went and met with Eiffel when he built the Eiffel Tower.
Yeah.
And when you look at the Eiffel Tower, it's not that old. It's only, 140 years old?
Yeah.
It was built in 1885.
And you used to be able to live in the top bit, and there were strange things being done in the top.
Yeah. There was witness testimony saying there was strange lights above the tower.
Yep.
You know, up and above and around the actual tower itself. There was experiments, or something was going on up there, and they reckon, and Eiffel said it was because Tesla was there, and they had a meeting about all this free energy stuff, and that was what the original purpose of the Eiffel Tower was going to be.
Or even though it was just for the science fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll tell you what.
I mean, science is the key word, isn't it?
Yeah.
Why would you just build a tower for a science fair?
What an interesting fact. And it's funny, sad for the guy, but funny. The guy who invented parachutes tested his first parachute. Didn't go well for him. He had a suit and he jumped, opened it, and he went, mad. So yeah,
au revoir.
Au revoir, my friends. Yeah, and that was the end of it. So but
they're all standing there going, they're all saying, will you just jump, and they'll go, well, wait. And he went, no, give me a minute, and got go and pushed him.
Yeah. So yeah, it's amazing how when you look into the world of Tesla, where he'd been, where he was doing stuff, and he just found on the doorstep of his mum and dad's house in Serbia. I'm sure he was a foundling.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, and he claimed he was in touch with beings on, I think it was Mars and Venus, and he was also talking to some other beings who had never made clear where they came from. They just said it was somewhere in whatever star system it was, and he used his spirit radio to talk to them because he said he didn't think it was picking up the dead. He claimed he was picking up conversations, and there was also conversations he was picking up that he didn't understand, and it was no known language to us. And he said that this thing was picking up our cousins from other planets. You know,
the thing is, when we sort of put our radio telescopes out there into space, and we hear the chatter that comes back, we're not going to know whether it's a language or not because we've never experienced it before. So there could be all sorts going on there. There could be communication from other planets there, but we don't know that method of communication, so we wouldn't understand it.
Well, you know, they've already they've seen evidence of Dyson sphere in a far-reaching galaxy. Dyson sphere is basically a construction around a sun, around a star, to use its energy, to get its energy and beam it to a planet. So they think they've already seen evidence of that. There's already apparently 2 motherships here on Earth that have arrived. That was predicted, and they've arrived as predicted. You know, Tesla was talking about all these alien beings that he could hear and he was in contact with through his spirit radio. You know, and now you've got like the likes of Bashar and things like that, who some of his stuff, but a lot of it, okay. And there's a few people like Bashar out there who have been warning of this. And then you got the likes of us who just do a bit of research and say, well, this is supposed to be happening and this is supposed to be happening. We can't see into the future or anything like that. We just go on a computer screen, type in a few words and do our research. So, you know, and stuff is supposed to be happening this year, definitive proof of aliens. Now we've had 2 motherships appear, but we'll see what happens with that. And if it's not done by now, it's supposed to be 2027. But apparently the powers that be out there, not our powers that be, the powers that be out there have said we are sick of the governments of the world stalling and putting off and, you know, pulling the wool over their people's eyes.
The problem I have with this mothership business is I only ever see a few posts on various social media platforms where they say, oh, the motherships are here. But I've never actually seen the pictures of those motherships being here. So how do they know they're here? If there's no pictures or physical evidence of them, how do we know that they're not just saying, you know, I mean, I could very easily go onto any social media platform and go, the motherships are here. We said they would, but we've got no physical evidence to prove it. I haven't seen any physical proof. We've just seen that NASA feed, which could possibly be a mothership coming towards Earth. They keep saying the Gulf of Mexico, but I've never seen anything in the Gulf of Mexico. And if it had have done, and people had have seen it, that would have made worldwide news.
I'm trying to think if
it'd be all over the place.
Did you look at the post I put on the Dark Mirror's wall? Oh no, that was about the pyramids. I will see if I can find it later on, and I'll send it to you, and I'll also put it up on the Dark Mirror's wall. But yeah, I've seen the video of these 2 spheres. Have you seen it? No, it looks like a sun, and they're looking at it, and then the
NASA feed?
No, the other one. It looks like a sun, and then it moves, and the thing that looks like a moon, if you watch carefully, that moves as well, and they're like, "What the hell is that?" So yeah, I'll see if I can find that and send it to you. The NASA feed, I've looked everywhere because I wanted to put it up on the wall, and I can't find it. But I'll have another look, see if I can. I shall go down some rabbit holes. And Josh, if you're still watching, mate, can you see if you can find it as well, please? But we'll have a look down some rabbit holes and see what we can do. And like I say, I'll put them on the walls. So,
I mean, I do find it intriguing that they stand there and say, well, the motherships have landed. But if all these people are standing there stating that the motherships have arrived, why isn't anybody taking photos of it?
like I say, I've seen some stuff of it, but it's out to sea. But mainstream media, that's owned by the governments anyway, they ain't going to put it out there. They won't put anything out there like that. Like even when the guys that made the engines and the 0 point discovered how to make 0 point energy, all those guys for the betterment of mankind, that wasn't reported. All that was reported was when they were taken out. Oh, they mysteriously died. This person who claimed to have done this mysteriously died. You know, but before that, you had to go elsewhere to find out what they'd done and how they'd done it, this, that, the other, because it won't be on mainstream media because it's all owned. It's all owned and it's all bullshit. Maybe, just maybe, this Sunday Sport back when we were teenagers and used to see their shit on there. Do you reckon some of that may have been true?
What, the double-decker bus found on the moon?
Found on the moon. Alien turned my husband into an olive. I remember that. And that used to be full of people who claimed to be sleeping with aliens.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, was it or it's one of those. But and when you see Men in Black and he goes, you know, when a Men in Black and he goes to the newsstand and he picks up like their version of the Sunday Sport and they go, "What are you reading that for?" And he's like, "This is where all the reports go." Really? I thought it was bollocks. That's what you're meant to think. So yeah. Electricity could have been free as well, but powerful people are greedy. Of course they are. I mean, look at all the pharmaceutical moguls, the energy moguls, and look at how all the pharmaceutical moguls, the energy moguls, and the nicotine moguls have all got members of various bobberments or their family, very close family, in high up job. And I'll just leave that one there for you. We all know what the word is. It begins with C and ends in T, but it's a long word, not a 4-letter word. It's something rupt. That's all I say. So you hear it on here all the time. We're always talking about how bloody they are.
Yes, but it's a 6-letter word, not a 4-letter word.
Yes. Don't mix it up with the 4-letter word. Although the 4-letter word could be confused with some of them that are in high up places in the bobberments. Especially ones who sound like their name should be a stammer or something like that. Anyway, so yeah,
or rhymes with farmer.
Yes. He's a he's picking on the disabled now. So I've noticed that he's picking on the disabled now. So what a man.
But that's only because Rachel from accounts has copped up.
Not my Rachel, everybody. Not my Rachel.
No.
But yeah. Let's just. I'm not. I said I wouldn't do it today, so I'm not going to. But all I'll say is he's a wanker, and they like covering up their own shit that they make and then blaming it on the previous people. So yeah, they're good at that.
Well, they did, didn't they? With a £22 billion black hole, and the OBR turned around and went, "What 22 billion black hole?" And they went, "Oh,
yeah."
And now they've released the figures for the hotels. It is now currently sitting at £5.5 million a day.
Yep. But
of course, all these hotels.
They of course, you know, we've got to pay it for them. Why? We've got all the homeless, and I don't mean the people who come from abroad and stuff like that. I mean our homeless. We've got all these homeless, all these empty buildings, all these empty army bases, RAF bases, Navy bases, just going to waste. Why don't they sink that fucking money from their bloody hotel bills and their other bloody skimming bills and get these places fit and ready for a homeless to actually have somewhere warm to sleep?
Well, I've been saying it for ages. With 1 week's worth of that money, so you're talking the best part of £40 million after 1 week. You imagine that after a month?
Yep.
So you're looking at about 160, 170 million pounds in 1 month.
Yep.
Now, you take that money and you build an entire new village or a town with that money, and you would solve Britain's homeless population in one foul swoop.
And there's plenty of
every homeless person in the UK would be having a home. You could turn around to them and say, "Here's a place. It's all yours. You don't owe anything. You just pay your bills."
Yep.
And that's it. Case closed. Homelessness forgotten.
Yep.
But no, they won't do it because it still means they've got control. And that's what we should be doing. We should be dealing with the problems we've got instead of generating more problems.
Can you imagine if people like us got in and the government was actually run by people like us? Do you know what? We try and actually do something about homelessness. We try and do something about illegal immigrants. We try and do something about people not having enough food to put on the table for their families and stuff. Yeah. You know, and this bullshit council tax, which should have been scrapped years ago. You know,
I've got a friend of mine that popped on here earlier on, Jordan Southgate. He is doing a 30-day homeless thing. He sleeps rough every night, or he sleeps in his back garden every night for 30 nights, just to prove how hard it is for homeless people to sleep out overnight, especially at this time of year when the weather is chopping and changing, rain, sun, freezing cold, sleet, snow, you name it. He's sleeping out there every night for 30 nights to prove that it's hard for homeless people. You know, you can't necessarily get a homeless shelter for the night. And when they do, they have to pay for it. They don't get it for free.
Exactly. And the thing with me is you've got a lot of homeless vets out there, which they should have immediately been given help. Mental health help if they need it, physical help if they've lost limbs, and housing help. But of course, every single Bobberman, and I don't just mean these knobheads that are in now, every single one since the 70s, has fucked the whole country over. And it's not just our country, it's most countries. But every single one's fucked each other over. And then the next lot would come and go, they did it, we'll cure it. And then the one after them goes, they did it, we'll cure it. And then the one after them goes, no, they did it, we'll cure it. And it never, ever stops. As long as you've got greedy people who want to line their own pockets and really don't give a rat's ass about helping their people, this will never stop. Ever. And that's all countries, not just ours, but that's all countries. Where there's corruption and you've got people who just want to line their pockets and then cover up the mistakes of other people on their staff and go, oh, no, it was this. It's just corruption. I must say, they've got high up jobs in other companies like energy and pharmaceuticals and stuff like that, or their family have. It will never, ever stop. It's written in our constitution that if Bobberments are like that, you can turn around and overthrow the Bobberment and say, no, fuck you, get out and start again.
That's because they're supposed to work for us and paid by us.
Yeah, but they got it in their heads that we work.
They don't.
Because they pay their bills. It's all right for them to go, oh, don't even get me started. There you go, fucking bastards.
Anyway.
Yes. Let's hope there's more coming out about Egypt and everything, because I think they need to get into that passage that's underneath the Sphinx's paw. Get into those tunnels.
I'm going to have a look for the paper that was released on Saturday.
Yeah.
Because that was when the information was given out, was the Saturday before last. Yeah. So I'm going to have a look and see if I can find where that paper is and go through it and see whether there's any points there that are worth mentioning. But at the moment, they're still only at their preliminary findings from the LiDAR and the sonar and everything. So obviously, this is going to be an ongoing thing for some time.
Yeah.
So we just have to see what happens.
Yeah, exactly. Hang on, let's just see what he says. And Josh is ill, really ill, and he's apologising like mad that he didn't make it tonight. Josh, don't worry about it, mate. You got a head cold from hell. Don't worry about it. We all get ill, mate. You enjoy the time off.
If you're ill, you're ill.
Yeah, exactly. You can't help it. So, it's not a big deal, mate. Just get well soon. Right. On that note, I suppose we better finish for now. I need to start doing some more stuff, the minute things up on TikTok, because I haven't done them for ages. So I need to start putting some more of those up. I'm not that asked about TikTok, because we started first here on Facebook, and Facebook and YouTube will always be the place I do most stuff. And
I treat all my people, whether it's Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, whatever, I do all of them. I don't forget anybody.
You do everybody, do you? Well, that's an open relationship for you, ladies and gentlemen. Not my thing, but so next week, let's just keep our eyes to the skies and looking at various things. And of course, talking of TikTok, go along and support Wayne doing his spicy noodle thing. See if he needs to have a toilet rolls put in the fridge. When is it?
It should be. I'm hoping it's Saturday. If it's not Saturday, it's Sunday.
Okay, this Saturday. Oh shit! I won't be here this Saturday. I'm on a. What am I doing? I'm doing weapons. I've got my weapons handling test on Saturday, and I've got a full day's course before it. So yeah.
Well, I'd probably. I mean, it would be on Midlife Crisis 101X on TikTok, but I will probably share it and repost it onto my TikTok anyway. So at some point, it will be on my lives section of TikTok of me burning the living daylights out of my mouth.
Well, I mean, you're welcome. If you get the bit where you're doing the challenge, you're welcome to put that up on the mirrors all as well. You might as well. But yeah, anybody, if you see anything, please keep sending us the videos, keep sending us the pictures. Yes, we know it's SpaceX. Don't send us any more of them. We know it's SpaceX, but thank you. Thank you. So as always, keep your eyes to the skies. If you see anything, you can always drop us an email down below, the Dark Mirror Radio Show at yahoo.co.uk, or you can message myself or Wayne or Josh. Or you can go to the website and there is a button there. Baseball caps. You see that? There's a button there to contact us by WhatsApp. And we will start selling the baseball cap soon. I'll put the stitched ones up on the website wall. I'll take photos of them. And then when they're up there, they're like 15 quid each. So we'll start doing them. But they're all customized. Oh, wow. Falcor. Yeah.
It's a 3D printed one.
Oh, yeah. Where do you get it from?
Temu.
I don't know you were going to say Temu. Anyway, and I'll tell you what, Temu, if you want to sponsor the Dark Mirror Radio Show, let us know. Because we both buy from you all the fucking time. Anyway, on that note, thank you very much for joining us in the chat room. Thank you very much for joining us across all the different platforms that we're on. And we will see you next week. Every week, Monday, 9:30 GMT. Remember, the end of the month, we go forward an hour. So we go forward an hour. So we will see you all next week. Forward! So yeah, on behalf of us all, bye. And we will see you very soon. Now I have got to do this. And I will say bye-bye, everybody.
Ciao.